Celtic secures narrow 1-0 victory against St Mirren. Match highlights analysis. Imagine starting your title defense with a nail-biting 1-0 win after hitting the woodwork not once, not twice, but 4 times. That's exactly what happened to Celtic as they kicked off their Scottish Premiership campaign against St Mirren at Celtic Park. The reigning champions have now won their opening league fixture in 17 of the last 18 seasons, a testament to their consistency and determination. But here's where it gets interesting. Brendan Rodgers' side thought they had finally broken the deadlock with 20 minutes to play, courtesy of captain Callum McGregor's stunning finish, only to have it ruled out for handball after a swift VAR review. And this is the part most people miss. The frustration and disappointment that comes with having your goals disallowed, only to find a way to win in the end. The introduction of Luke McCowan proved to be the turning point, as he scored a late winner with just 3 minutes of the 90 to play. His shot taking a big deflection before nestling Dion Shamal George in the bottom right corner. But what's striking is that Celtic had put 11 past St Mirren across their first 3 meetings last term, and won by 3 goals on each occasion, only to be held to a 1-1 draw on the final day of the previous season. Daizen Maeda had a golden chance to open the scoring after 18 minutes, but opted to square the ball instead of shooting, only to find no teammate waiting to convert. The Hoops had to wait until the final kick of the first half to threaten meaningfully again, when debuted Benjamin Nygren met Maeda's pullback, which George expertly tipped onto the crossbar. Just before the hour, Reo Hatate's shot hit the post, then George, then the post again, a sequence of events that left the Celtic fans on the edge of their seats. And when Adam Idar thundered a shot off the right-hand upright shortly afterwards, it seemed as though it was not going to be Celtic's day, until McCowan came to the rescue. But here's the question. Can Celtic maintain this level of performance throughout the season, or was this just a one-off? Sky Sports' Chris Boyd had this to say: Celtic won the game, but that performance was way off where it needs to be. There's no way that Brendan Rodgers will look at that performance and think it was at the level it should be. Boyd's comments spark an interesting debate. Do teams need to perform at their best to win, or can they still emerge victorious despite an off day? Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers had a different take on the game, saying, "We played ever so well. The goalkeeper has made so many great saves. The guys kept pushing. Some of our football was outstanding against a team that's so well drilled and so well organized." Rodgers' comments highlight the importance of persistence and determination in football. Even when things aren't going your way, you can still find a way to win. St Mirren manager Stephen Robinson, on the other hand, was left to ponder what could have been, saying, "It's tough to take, because our level of performance was good. We knew that Celtic would change and throw subs on and more energy as well, but we tried to match that at half-time." Robinson's comments raise an interesting point. Can smaller teams like St Mirren really compete with the likes of Celtic? Or is it just a matter of time before the bigger teams qualify? What do you think? Can Celtic maintain their dominance in the Scottish Premiership, or will other teams start to close the gap? Let us know in the comments. Celtic versus St Mirren, Scottish Premiership match highlights analysis. The Scottish Premiership kicked off with a dramatic clash between Celtic and St Mirren, but it wasn't the goal fest many expected. Instead, it was a tale of frustration, resilience, and a late twist that left fans divided. Celtic secured the win, but their performance raised more questions than answers, particularly around their summer transfer strategy and attacking prowess. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite dominating possession, over 76%, and peppering the goal with 6 shots on target, Celtic struggled to break down a stubborn St Mirren defence. The breakthrough finally came in the 87th minute through Luke McCowan's deflected strike, a moment that felt more like luck than design. Was this a sign of Celtic's attacking shortcomings, or simply an off day for Brendan Rodgers' side? And this is the part most people miss. St Mirren's defensive heroics. led by goalkeeper Shamal George and a solid back three, nearly earned them a point. Their 32 recoveries, 48 clearances, and 9 interceptions showcased a team that was far from outclassed. The debate doesn't end there. Celtic's lack of a new striker has been a hot topic, and Adam Adar's performance did little to silence the critics. While he showed physicality and positioned himself well, his offside traps and lack of goal threat left fans wondering if he's the answer up front. Meanwhile, Kieran Tierney's return to Celtic brought flashes of brilliance, but his early exit due to injury added another layer of uncertainty. Here's a thought-provoking question for you. Is Celtic's current squad depth enough to challenge for the title, or do they need urgent reinforcements? And for St Mirren, can they build on this performance to become a mid-table force, or will their lack of cutting edge in attack hold them back? The match also began with an emotional tribute to Celtic legends John Clarke and John Fallon, followed by Paul McStay unfurling the championship flag. Yet instead of inspiring Celtic, the occasion seemed to weigh on them as they took time to find their rhythm. The second half saw an improvement, with Benjamin Nygren hitting the post and Callum McGregor's disallowed goal adding to the drama. VAR's intervention, ruling McGregor's effort out for handball, sparked further debate. Was it the right call or a harsh decision? Looking ahead, the questions persist. St Mirren host Motherwell next, aiming to turn their defensive solidity into points, while Celtic travel to Aberdeen, hoping to find their attacking spark. Before that, Celtic's Champions League playoff draw looms large. Will Rodgers' side rise to the occasion, or will their early season struggles continue? Player ratings added fuel to the fire. McCowan's match-winning goal earned him a 6.88 rating, but Tierney, 6.73, and McGregor, 6.68, weren't far behind. Ida, however, languished at 4.78, a stark reminder of the scrutiny he's under. What's your take? Are these ratings fair, or do they miss the bigger picture? As the season unfolds, one thing is clear. This Celtic versus St Mirren clash was more than just a game. It was a statement of intent, a test of resilience, and a catalyst for debate. What did you make of it? Share your thoughts below. Let's keep the conversation going.